snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Sunday, as we just saw this new weekly candle close with a full body below the $61,844 resistance level. All weekly candle so far has maintained bodies below this major resistance, and Bitcoin on the daily chart is actually giving us a very clear schematics to draw off of to predict what the next move is going to be. And the reason I say that is notice how tight of a range we're in right now. To get confirmation of upside or downside, we're watching 61,844, of course, but then we've also got the previous weekly open at 60,800, which is just below the weekly and monthly open that just opened up. And so this is a very tight price range, 60,800 to 61,800, that Bitcoin is currently in. And if we're able to get some hourly and 4-hour candles closing above 61,844, I think that the likelihood starts to increase that we're going to start to see price discovery, as you guys know, as I've been talking about, with this extremely important level. But if we start to come below 60,800, that's when I would start having some concerns for a potential downside scenario to 58,300. And then, of course, the next level of support below that is 50,000. But first, we have to monitor this extremely tight range for Bitcoin between 60,800 and 61,800, as that is truly becoming the most important range to predict what this next move is going to be. And Ethereum, still showing some strength with the US dollar pairing, and the Ethereum to Bitcoin pairing is really what we've been monitoring. And because we got back above all daily moving averages recently with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, we've seen some strength here for Ethereum. But the one concern I have right now is with Bitcoin dominance rising, the altcoins that are factored in outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum are showing a lot less strength than Ethereum right now. And so we have to look at this in two different ways. We're either seeing Ethereum to Bitcoin, which usually acts as a leading indicator for altcoins, signaling that despite Bitcoin dominance moving up, there's still a potential for altcoin dominance to rise in total. But if the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart starts to show any signs of a breakdown, we've already got a lot of weakness here with the other altcoins. That could certainly be a negative scenario for the altcoin market. But this is a very big deal to me because Bitcoin dominance is certainly moving up. And the question is, how is the market going to react to this move to the upside? Now, if we look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin dominance, notice how we have our first weekly candle fully below the 20-week moving average. That is a very big deal. We want to monitor this because if Bitcoin dominance is truly seeing strength in the macro, at some point or another, we're going to start to see this move back above the 20-week moving average. There really isn't much more room to see this come down to still assume that this is truly a reversal for Bitcoin dominance in the macro, because if we start to come below the 20-week moving average, that starts to negate that thesis. So we really want to start monitoring this Bitcoin dominance chart this week. And when we look at the traditional markets tomorrow, we'll start to really just kind of dissect the DXY and what's happening with the S&P 500, because S&P 500 has been moving up, but the DXY did close a very interesting daily candle here on Friday with a bullish engulfing coming back above this major level of 93.82. If we start to see continuation for the DXY, that's obviously not going to be a good thing for the markets. But if we start to see this come and slow down, that's going to be what we're watching here into this week. And then, of course, we're all going to be monitoring this gold to Bitcoin chart as well to see if it can give us some hints as to the momentum Bitcoin is going to be seeing here right now. And of course, we have this 50-day moving average that's extremely important. With this price action now below the 50-day moving average, that's a very positive thing for Bitcoin. So we'll continue to monitor this chart. It was a very nice chart to monitor when Bitcoin first moved up to the $60,000 range. And it gave us a good idea of the momentum that Bitcoin had at the time. And it started to move above that 50-day moving average. We started to say, okay, this is now losing some momentum. And so we'll monitor that gold to Bitcoin chart. Very interesting range here for Bitcoin. And it's really doing exactly what we talked about a few days ago, where we saw the move to the upside like we did before. And then we just kind of channeled sideways for a bit before seeing another move to the upside. So with Bitcoin at the $61,844 level, we'll have to continue to monitor that level. The more hourly and 4-hour candles we get below or above that level, the more hints we're getting as to what the next move is. So I know this is a quick update. I'm here in Mexico, actually, and I had a flight, as you guys know, So I was at the airport yesterday, but still on with the content as we always are here on the Snipers channel. I've been loving the Discord, by the way. We've been getting a ton of charts being posted here. Uriel07, one of our best contributors, posting this Elliott wave analysis, I guess you can call it. And we're seeing a lot of talk right now with different altcoins and people making profits. So that's always a good thing to see in the markets. It's going to be interesting to see how the $61,844 level holds up. We really just want to monitor these 4-hour and hourly candles. The more we get above and the more that we get below, that will give us the hint as to where this wants to go. So thank you all for tuning in today. Until next time, snipers